Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Happy Thursday to you. Welcome to Ask Me Anything. I'm Spiritual Medium Kellee White, and I'm with Renee in the background. Hi, Renee. Thank you so much for all you do. So, how's everybody doing? Before we start, I have to give some shout outs. Hey, Renee. Hi, Renee Martinez. How are you doing, honey? Hey, Ardelia from Australia. Hey, Becky. I think I'm going to answer one of your questions, Becky. Hey, Lori. Hi, two Loris and three Loris because my friend in LA, Lori. I love Loris. Hi, Diana. Hi, Samantha. How's everybody? Hey, Shannon Jones. How are you doing, honey? Hey, Janet. Look, hey, Sandra. Another Lori. Hey, Elizabeth Fuller. Hey, Sharon. Hi, Elisa. Hi, everybody. Hey, Susie. How are you, honey? Kathy Hodestrout from Maine. Hi, everybody from Maine. Oh, hey, Donna Ballard. Penny Batchelor. Hi, Penny. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Milton. Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Sarah Jean. Hey, Dwight. That's so nice. Hey, Verna. Oh my God, I could just do this all night long. Hey, Tammy. This is so. Hey, Eva. Happy birthday. She had a great birthday the other day. Such a great soul. And what a pottery person. She's amazing. So creative. So, and hey, Carol. Hey, Marge. So I have a couple of shout outs I have to say. So I want to say a big, true hello and a big shout out to one of my favorite people ever. And he is the best trombone player, I think, ever. One of the best trombone players ever. He was in my favorite band, Spiral Staircase. I love that song. I love you more today than yesterday. And he also is the creator of all of the videos that Don, my husband, does on Spirit Flows. So if you ever really get to chance to listen to any of Don's music, it's incredible. And the videos are all done from our dear friend Larry McCabe. So I want to say a big shout out to Larry, my other brother, who I just love so much, and to his sister Sue. Hey, Sue in Illinois. I hope you're doing well. I just love to say Sister Sue because when I was growing up, I had a neighbor that used to, every time he saw me, he'd go, "Hey, Sister Sue." And I want to say also a shout out to my very dear friend, Sister Sue in Florida. 80 degrees? Really, Sue? You had to tell me about that, huh? And we're having a heat wave here at 38, and everybody feels my pain in the Midwest. Although actually 38 feels like summer. I've truly acclimated. And I also want to say a really big hello and lots of love to one of my favorite jazz guitarists ever, and that's Dan McIntyre. Hey, Dan, you are terrific. And I remember so well seeing you play and hearing you play at the Peninsula Hotel in Chicago. And that was really one of the highlights of my life. You were just terrific. That was so wonderful. So, hi, Dan. I want to say hi to you. And I've got some cousins I have to say hello to. My cousin Sandy in Mesquite, Nevada. I love you, Sandy, more than anything in the world. My cousin Carol in Atlanta. Hi, Carol. I hope you're doing well in Atlanta. And my dear friend Adrienne in Simi Valley. I think I have covered all my lists. So, hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh, hey, Dee from Chicago. I love Chicago. I can't wait to get back there. Hey, Liz. Hey, Karen. That's a name. Karen. I like that. I used to know a girl named Kelly. Seriously. Hey, Julie. Okay, let's talk about this full moon tomorrow. We have a big full moon tomorrow in Virgo, and this is a very powerful full moon that really takes the whole month of February and kind of lumps it all together. I've heard from so many people that there have been a lot of emotions from people this week. A lot of emotions have come up, a lot of sudden things, a lot of surprise things, a lot of surprise elements. This was quite a month, this February. We had, I think at one time, 6 planets and an asteroid, I think, all in Aquarius. That alone is a lot. And then we had the first of 3 squares with Saturn squaring Uranus, and that was on the 17th of February. We had so many other issues this month, brought a lot of things out for people. It brought a lot of emotions out. And now we have the big full moon in Virgo tomorrow. And so tomorrow's full moon really asks us to really look at our emotions, look where we are. Virgo means of service. And it what are we doing with our life? Are we living our life the way we want to live our life? This full moon is really it's a perfect full moon for a lot of reflection on how do you feel about your life and the changes that February brought up for you, because February brought up a lot of changes for people, big ticket item changes. And this full moon reminds us to keep the faith. And I always say be resilient. We keep going. We're getting through this period of time, and whatever you have dreamt can happen in this life. So this is a real powerful moon for that. And just imagine yourself where you want to be in your life, and then the road to get there, because that's what this full moon is all about. And frankly, that's what 2021 is about. So this is tomorrow. Now, Ardelia from Australia, you had asked me about putting your crystals out. And I think the question was, when is a good time to, like, there are some full moons you don't want to put your crystals out. This is one that you do want to put your crystals out. Put your finest out, as they say. Put your good crystals out. I have to tell you the cutest story. My baby grandson, who's 4, he told his mom. He said, "Mommy, I can't wait to see Gigi." That's what he calls me, Gigi. He said, "Because I'm going to go stay in her rock collecting room." So I have a rock collecting room. That was so funny. I happen to have a lot of crystals, and I will take some of them out for this full moon because I think it is important. Donna Ballard says, exhausting month emotionally for sure. It was a huge emotional month. I think that it's going to be a lot of healing tomorrow for this moon. I do. I really feel it's going to be a lot of healing. Diane D says she quit her career of 20 years last day on Tuesday. I am still feeling good about my decision. I'm too young to retire. Oh, I got chills, Diane. I think it was a great decision. That's the kind of change I'm talking about now, right? That's a big one. That's a huge one, actually. My gosh. So, hi, Charlene, and hi, Sandy. Hey, Jessica. Hi, Elisa. Um, these are all big ones. So, I am going to start with a question that I thought was a phenomenal question. And then so I can't answer every question. I wish I could. Some of the real personal questions, it may be better to have a session with me. And you can you can do that on kelleywhite.com, sign up for that. I'm also in the near future, I'm going to be doing readings with about 20 people, and you can literally ask me anything about, anything personal that I can get into. I'm going to be doing that, I think, sometime in April, but I don't have the date yet. Okay, to make it easier. So anyway, but I have to answer this question because this was such a good question. It's from Brianna Snyder, and she said, "What are your thoughts on cleansing your home? Is it blessing it or saging it?" So saging it is when you take literally sage and it's wrapped around this thing and it's dried out, and you kind of go through, and there's a whole protocol about it. Um, I don't know the protocol, but I do know that there's a protocol in doing it. Um, and that's one way certainly to cleanse your home. And she said, "Do I feel it's beneficial, and how often to do it and when to do it?" I do feel it's beneficial. One great way to cleanse your home is to open up all your windows. Open up all the windows. Now, where I live, not a good idea right now. But for you, Sue, out in Florida, where it's 80 degrees, probably a great idea. Do you see? Clearly, spring cleaning is a great time if the weather is nice enough. But to open up all the windows and get all that stuck energy out, say a blessing as you're doing it. Talk to your spirit guides as you're doing it. And then always set the energy for your highest good for everything. And that is a super thing to do. So I think, once a month is a good time. I think it's a great time, actually. I think it's a great time. But here's the question, the rest of the question, and I found this fascinating, Brianna. And thank you for asking this question. She said, "I'm specifically asking about cleansing a home because there is a home on the market that unfortunately the owner committed suicide recently. Will cleansing a house help to release any negative energies from such a horrible situation like that? Or is it better not to put yourself in a home with that history? It was a great question. So here's my answer to that. I would head for the hills. If that were me, because they have to disclose this in a home, before you buy it. And if I heard that, for me, it would be a no-brainer. I would say to the real estate person, don't even show me the home. For me, because I'm very energy sensitive. And here's the other thing. If somebody passes away in a home and it's from, they're old, they're sick, they're, whatever, and they've had a good life, or that's a no-brainer. That's fine. That's fine. The home, you would do a cleansing on the home and that air the energy out and put really positive thoughts out there. When somebody's done harm to themselves in a room, the energy i- is there. I don't know any kind. I'm certain. I'll have to say I'm certain that there are people that cleanse that type. I don't know anybody, but I do know that it's done from that, and I think that would probably be a really good idea. But for me, just knowing that would be, I wouldn't be able to do that for me. I just couldn't. Even thinking about it gets me upset. But it was such a good question I had to answer because these are real life things that happen. So I thought that would be a great idea. Pam Orsini says, should I sage tonight or tomorrow night? Sage around windows, doors, and corners mainly. Yes. To, tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow night is the full moon. That might be a really powerful day to do it. And Virgo is, like it's in Virgo. So Virgo is like clean, clean, clean. Not this Virgo, but most Virgos. I think that's a great thing to do. Okay, you're welcome, Brianna. I'm really glad that I had to answer this one. Oh, Lori Count says sage from the back to the front. Thanks, Lori. Blessing the house, clearing toxicity and negativity. Right on, sister. Allow sage to finish burning outside. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, I love it when people know stuff like that. That's a great, thank you very much. Hey, Barbara from South Carolina. Um, Let me see let's see. Kim Ann. Hi, Kim Ann. Sorry, I don't have flowers. I haven't been out. Don't you, or let me see. Don't you, I think you mean on the day after the full moon. It's usually the day of the full moon. You can do it the day after, but the full moon, that day is a powerful one. You know, that is a powerful one. So, and I want to answer this question from Lisa Marie. Hey, Lisa. She said, she has a question about the master number 11. So when I do numerology, in numerology, there are three master numbers: 11, 22, and 33. And when you add all your birthdays up, if they are total 11, 22, or 33, that's considered a master number. Master numbers are here for a certain purpose. Everybody's here for a reason and a purpose, but that they have a particular service that they have to do in this life. And she asked the question, she says, she was actually born on the 11th. Her birthday's 12/11, 1981. And it's the 11. You're not considered a master number 11 on that. That just means that 11. So if you were born on an 11 or on a 22, those are master numbers, but that it's something you would pay attention to. For instance, if you saw 11s, that would be important to you. When I was born on the 20th, so whenever I see a 20, I always kind of resonate with that. And I always like that. Hey, Elisa, Virgo too. Very good way. So I hope I answered that question. Okay. So Mark Johnson, I'm so glad you're back because you're asked these great questions. And this is a question from Mark Johnson. Has anyone ever gotten so off track in life that the spirit guides just say no and bring them back to the other side? That's what they're thinking. But we have free will here. So the guides have to kind of do this. Oh, God. Oh, please. And this is what they're thinking. Um, that's what they think. So when you go off track, they can't pull you back. There's free will. You have to get yourself back on track. They can put the breadcrumbs out, they can blink the lights on and off and say, hey, ass, don't do this, do this. But still, if you continue to go down that road, you're in trouble. I mean, so no, they can't bring you back. But Mark, he asked another question. In a life review, is a life review really going to help severely narcissistic people? So a narcissist means they have no empathy. So severely narcissistic, they don't feel anything and they are just acting out. And what if they just don't care how anybody else feels? I think what happens in a life review, in a case like this, and there are a lot of them out there, um, they get to see and witness how other people, how they treated other people. And I think my guess on this is that they will be brought back and maybe suffer in this next life actually over it. In fact, I would believe that they would suffer a lot. So eventually, uh, they wake up. Eventually, it might take 100 lifetimes. If you think about it, it may take one lifetime. It's all up to us. We have the power, as they say. Um, let's see. Okay, how will this full moon affect Pisces? A lot, because it's the opposite. Virgo is the opposite in Pisces. It will affect a lot of Pisces right now. Tremendous amount of Pisces will be affected, and Virgos will be affected. Yeah, but it'll bring out a lot of magic for people also. So this is all good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Mark Johnson, can a soul just say no? I'm not going to go to Earth. I'm just going to watch. Yeah, of course. You don't have to come here. You think, I mean, we actually want to be here? Some people. Um, yes, a soul can certainly do that. And there's so many other galaxies that the soul can be and learn. This is just one dimension. You know, star seeds go all over. They don't have to just be here. But once we sign a contract with this dimension, the school, most of the time we come back to complete it, you know. And often I'll do readings for people where there's a soul completion. They've completed their lifetimes here, you know. I'm hoping I'm on that schedule. Um, we'll see. Oh yeah, Gretchen White says defending your life with Meryl Streep was great about a life review. That is one of my all-time favorite movies. If you haven't seen Defending Your Life, first of all, Albert Brooks, he is great. He's one of my all-time favorites. And Meryl Streep, she's fabulous in this. Yeah, that's a great one. That is a great one. Okay, so Janine Lafrontiere says, what is a good starting point for learning about what type of spirituality is good for me? So on this Monday coming up, James and our topic is how to improve your spiritual life. So Janine, check us out on Monday evening with James. We're going to be talking all about everything spiritual, about what's a great way to grow spiritually and how to do it and tips to do it. So that'll be great. And also tomorrow night, James, and I'm going to be on it, is doing a evening of spirit. And that's going to be really fun. And that's at 4 p.m., I believe, Pacific time. So that's going to be tomorrow night. And if you don't have your tickets, go to James Van Prague on his site and you can get some tickets. And don't forget, if you've had a difficult, challenging sibling, just saying, holiday, I'm just saying to my daughter, if that were the case, you might want to join us this Saturday for Bad Siblings. It's going to be really good. And James is going to do a wonderful healing meditation from this. So that's going to be so. Oh, Tippy Landis says, what kind of different readings do I do? All different kinds, honey. Just go to my website and you'll see. I just do a bunch of stuff like that. So, okay, Terry Darling, why do pets have a life review? I don't know if pets do have a life review. I don't know if they have. That's an interesting thought. I don't think they probably need it. I mean, it's us that really needs that. Um, it's really us that needs this. Christina, what was your question? She says, don't skip over my question. I'm not sure what your question was, honey. If I can find it. Oh, is Biden the true president? Yes. I mean, clearly, yes. Yeah. Yes, he is. Oh, Elisa, so you're going to take bad siblings? Great. Okay. Cheryl, she asked, could you clarify what is the difference between my soul and my spirit? People say my spirit is broken. Can you break your soul? I thought our souls are perfect and need clarification. Our So, you know what, Cheryl, we're going to talk about this on Monday because I think it's a really good question here. There is a difference between the soul and the spirit. The spirit is the energy that comes up, and our soul is always it is perfect. Our soul is perfect. And our spirit is the energy that comes up through our soul. And I think your life force may have been broken. I'm not sure what happened, but I have no idea what happened to you, sweetheart. But can you break your soul? No. Mm-mm. No, but your life force can we get battered when we come here, right? I mean, some of us get pretty battered. I do a lot of readings for people that have had some really tough lives. And but hey, Karen Ann. So Shannon Jones says, what does it mean to complete a cycle, especially generational, for those like myself who are a 9? So a 9 in numerology comes to complete many lifetimes. And so in every lifetime, if you think of it like this, hey, Tammy. Tammy says animals don't need a life review. Hi, Tammy. I'm so glad you're here. And Tammy's going to be on our show soon. And I can't wait. So anyway, I didn't mean to digress here. So a 9 comes to complete a cycle. And in every life, let's say we start something that we don't complete. Well, we almost complete it, but not really. Then we have a life that is deemed is going to be the end of a cycle. And so everything that you wouldn't have completed in, let's say, 100 lives, or I don't know, whatever, I'm just taking that number arbitrarily, you come back in this life then, if you're a 9, to complete what you started originally. And so generationally, you might also stop a lot of trauma, because in family constellation therapy, and Carrie Gonia is the best at that. I have to have her on again too. They believe that in family generations, that you carry trauma 13 generations behind, and then going forward 13 more generations. So somebody usually comes into the life to end the family pain, drama, tragedies. It's usually somebody that comes in to do that. So that it's a big one though. Yeah, life gets so complicated, doesn't it? So Kaylee Bonascorso says, a friend who passed years ago came to me in a dream last week. How wonderful, Kaylee, is that? Do they pass through to say hello, or am I missing a message? They just want you to know they're thinking about you. That the soul goes on and on and on forever, and that just because they pass doesn't mean that they're gone. It just means that he's coming back or she's coming back to visit. I love those. I love to wake up and go, oh my God, you're not going to believe who I just saw. It's just a great experience. So I don't think you missed the message. I think the message is always just love. Oh, Jane Grossman. Hey, Jane. Hi, Kelly. It always fascinates me that people who narrowly escape death, like Tiger Woods the other day, I was blown away by that because I used to live in Palos Verdes. My daughter went to school a block from where he went in that down that road. I was so upset over that. Anyway, it fascinates me that people who narrowly escape death, like in an airplane crash, and only to read later that they died months or a year later in another accident. I got chills. That is very true. Now, that's very true, Jane. It's kind of like they escaped. We have different not escape points, but different exit points. And perhaps that one that they escaped was not, was maybe just a hint. Either slow your life down or maybe don't do something like that. I knew a fellow once that was in 3 plane accidents, 3. And I remember saying to him, I'd never get on a plane with you ever. Um, it's just an odd thing, isn't it? So let's see. Mark Johnson again, when people have to relive the pain they caused through another perspective, is this just in the life review or actually coming back to Earth? It's a great question. It could be both, actually. It could be both. That they have to learn about it in a life review, and then they'll have to come back and feel it too, perhaps here. That's very true. It's not easy, isn't it? This is why you always want to do like the best thing ever, that you can always do it. Yeah, exit points. Tammy says portals. Yeah, they're exit points, you know. And that's always a drag. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh, Maria Carp Diem. I have to answer this question. It's a good one. How do we work through our physical ascension symptoms? Anything we should do to make it less discomforting? So, physical ascension symptoms are when you start to become aware and your vibration starts to rise. You and you start having more spiritual experiences. It's your vibration is starting to rise, and this ascension kind of takes place. You start to ascend a little bit, or a little bit. You start to ascend, and so you always want to. Some people get very tired. I know when I first had my head injury, and then I started having all these spiritual awakenings. I slept a lot, and Charlene will attest to that. My friend Charlene, I slept a lot, drank a lot of water, slept a lot. Um, and you want to keep your vibration really healthy and your body healthy. So a good green drink helps. Eating holistically helps, or organically is what I meant to say. Eating organically helps. All of those things, anything you can do to keep your body. Yoga helps. Meditation helps. All of these things help with the physical discomfort because some people, it's like shedding off. Old skin or old energies, and some of it can be toxic. So you really soaking in a bath, like with salt and kosher salt, baking soda, and apple cider vinegar. That was a big one that I used. Okay, and that it does kind of take away the negative energy, and that was it. So this is a good question. Um, so, Debbie Foster Haran, what's the best way to connect with our spirit guides and our soul family from the spirit world who is new to all this? So, if you're new to all this, I think that's what you're asking. The best way is always just start talking. Start talking. Hey, spirit guides, how are you doing today? You wait and see. I mean, really, start talking. Have a relationship with them, whether you can see them, feel them, or not. They're there, and all of a sudden, everything starts to shift for you. It's a great way to do this. It really is. So, Sharon Davis Leone, my 4-year-old grandson seems to receive messages from heaven. Wow, wow. Is he really receiving messages from my grandmother, Esther? How can we tell? He says her name. Absolutely. Sharon, absolutely. Wow. That's amazing. Oh, I got chills. I think that's fabulous. He's definitely receiving messages, and allow him to express them because you don't want to shut that energy down. You want to just grow that lovingly, that energy. Because it's easy to shut somebody down for that, so don't do that. Just tell me what else does my grandmother say? Tell me what else. Ooh, I love it. And then get so more positive about it because it's such a great gift that he has. Oh my gosh. If I got a message like that from my 4-year-old grandson, oh my God, I'd pick him up and I'd give him any crystal in my office, which I would do anyway. Um, Esther, a great woman in the Bible. I was actually thinking that, Kim Ann. I was actually thinking that. Yeah, that's so true. Christine Meehan, with a miscarriage, can that same soul come back at a different time? Oh, absolutely. I truly believe that my daughter just wasn't ready and came back when she was. Her birthday is 1/5/17. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I got chills on that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes for whatever reason, the body's just not ready yet, or it's not, or the timing, or I don't know. There's so much that goes on before we incarnate. There's so much that goes on in order to incarnate, and so yes, I would say, and if her birthday, oh boy, that's a big one. So January 5th, that's a real powerhouse day because the first 13 days in January, old souls, old souls with a definite purpose. I mean, like beyond a definite purpose. And she's a nine of spades. That's a tough one. Well, they come in with knowledge, wisdom, and power. So this one, who is just turned what, 4? I think she just turned 4 if she was born in 17. Is that right? Um, Powerhouse. Again, the kids, the babies that are born like from that period on, and maybe from the 2016 on, and even before then, they want to be here. They don't want to fool around. She'll be serious business. Yeah, and having a really interesting childhood too. So good for her. I think that's great. Wow. Oh, and Patricia Blanette, her birthday is January 6th, and that's an 8 of spades. 8 of spades, power, power, powerhouse, powerhouse. They're the ones, the rulers of the corporate world usually. Powerhouse. 8 of spades. Again, serious business. Life is serious business. So let's see. Kathy Moody. Oh, Damian Castro. Yes, I had a treatment for generational issues. I had the honor of cutting the legacies. Good for you. The situation with my wife leaving, unhappiness, and was repeating itself without ending marriages, generation after generation. It hurt, but just thinking that my children have been spared of the pain makes me feel good. This also opened other legacies that I was told I'm here to complete, but they are good ones. Oh, wow, Damien, bravo. That is a big deal. And if you can't do it for yourself, you often will do it for your children. Bravo. If you're not treated right, and it and if people don't grow and change, then you probably made the right choice. Sounds like you did. Wow. And really, it's tough to break generational patterns. Sometimes you need help. A good therapist. Carrie's work is great with this. Prajna's work is great with this. A somatic experience practitioner is great with this. So, Zelinka Protaga. I read that as souls, we have up to the moment we are born to decide if we want to be here or go back. Yeah, I'm gonna respond to that. Yes, sometimes the babies know that their life may not be what they wanted here, so they choose to come back later. That is what I read somewhere. That's correct. That's correct. That's why when they have sudden infant death, SIDS, oh, which always breaks my heart for the parents. Um, but they have actually up to a year after they're born too. So it's absolutely at that time, there's no penalty. If they get here and the energy is just not, I just don't want to do it, then that's a possibility. Yeah. That's a real, and yeah, from what I understand, that is accurate. It's a good question, honey. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that one. That's a tough one. I've worked with many parents. Oh, thanks, Fern. Love you too. Thank you. Oh yeah, Ardelia Prajna is amazing. I mean, you want a great healer. Prajna Avalon is an excellent healer. Excellent. Mira Meharani says, I have 2 sisters that died before birth. Do they watch over me? Absolutely. I have chills on that one too. Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. And you would have been the one that said, I'm going to stay. I'm going to go. And it's always an agreement on the other side. We'll watch over you. We'll go for a bit, and then we're going to head on south. It's interesting, isn't it? Oh, Pam Orsini says, what number is 831? Well, I'll tell you. That's my mom's birthday. 8 of hearts. 8 of hearts makes fabulous psychologists and therapists, and they're here to experience deep emotions and power with emotion. Anytime you see an 8 of anything, 8 is power. So you always have to watch your on the negative side, it could be manipulative. On the positive side, it could be the greatest of givers. Okay, but you come to work with for emotions. So I hope that helps here. So okay, so wait, I have another one. Tracy, I love this one. Tracy, I have to answer this one. Tracy Hildreth. In the past few weeks, I have burned myself multiple times. Gosh, Sun sign in Leo. Is that a connection to fire? And no, Grace is not my middle name. Yeah, connect definitely Leo has a connection to fire. I have to laugh because do you want to hurt yourself? Are you unconscious right now? Are you needing to feel something? Because burning yourself, usually most people they burn themselves. Like I've burned myself cooking. I can't tell you how many times. And it's always because I haven't slowed down enough and it catches my attention. And then I go, oh, I'm going to pay attention to that. So it's always about paying attention. And fire, it's a serious thing, burning yourself. So be careful, honey, because you don't want to be doing that one. That is not a good one here. So, what number? Okay, here we go. Min Tunbridge. I am a triple Aquarian. Oh my gosh, beyond rare. Beyond rare. I survived a code red MVA and broke and fractured 22 bones. Oh my God. They don't know how I survived with no internal injuries as I was crushed in a van. My God. I was with my mother in bed at age 7 when she died, and it happened at 11:11. And I've always practiced a universal prayer at that time. I knew it was going to happen days before, so that is why I survived. Mom or 11:11. I would say this. You better write a book. I mean, really, you talk about universal prayer at that time, but Aquarians are universal. I mean, you really come in, I would say, as the oldest of souls that have a divine message to give people of hope and faith. Faith and they're, Aquarians don't know from fear. They don't have fear. It's almost ridiculous. They just go through anything. They're fixed beyond. So you come in with a deep uh, and 22 bones. I mean, that's an interesting number right there. Wow, you should be writing your story, honey, because that's a big one. I wonder what date you were born. I'd love to see the date of yours, of your birth date. That's really something. Oh, Susan Randolph. Where we go? Elizabeth Preston. No, Susan Randolph. Let me answer this first. Her birthday is 3/1. And so March 1st is also a nine of spades. And nine of spades come to complete something. It's a serious, life is serious business. Life is serious. They come to know everything. It's one of my favorite birth placements. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're deep, 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 deep. And I just love that. I can never get enough of that. And this year will be an extraordinary year for you for a lot of reasons. And your birthday's on Monday, and that is a March 1st this year opens up a whole new energetic um, energetic events for all of us. And I would say it's going to be a much better year for you, Susan. Okay? Yeah, definitely. Elizabeth Preston. I understand we choose our hype, Elizabeth. I just love you with the horses. Such a cute girl. I understand we choose our parents, but do we choose our time of birth as well? Yes. What about unplanned births? We choose that too. Is that at fault of the child to choose when they want to be born? No, there's no such thing as there's an accident. I meant to be born this day and I came that day. No, it doesn't really work that way. It just doesn't. It's so we do choose our parents, whether for good, bad, or indifferent. We choose them for lessons. I mean, they're the most important. Those and siblings are where we will learn the most. One of the things that we're going to talk about on Saturday with our sibling show is that our siblings are as equal important to our growth as our parents, good, bad, or whatever. So But yeah, the time, as everything has already been divinely guided for us, everything. Um, okay, Vicky Bailey. July 16th is her birthday. I feel like I'm in a state, I missed that. Oh, a state of transformation, which has created some anxiety. Okay, so 716, July 16th is a queen of clubs, and a queen of clubs is always has some anxiety because you know so much. There's so much in your brain. Your brain is always active, going, going, going. And like you're worried about everything and you know everything and you're very psychic. So I would say this, get real grounded, walk with your shoes off if you can, get grounded in earth if you can, take calming baths. In other words, soothe yourself, okay? Because you've got a brain that has a brain. It just keeps going. Lisa MG, so do death dates hold meaning? Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, that's the day that we would have chosen. Why would we choose that date? I'm really not sure, but um, it they have significance. Yeah, they do. Charlene says siblings. That'll be a great show. Oh, I'm so glad you're going to be there, Charlene. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So Tracy Hildreth said, my mother induced me, and it's been about her control ever since. Well, maybe that's why you're burning yourself. You got to watch that. um, well, and that may have been the battle that you two chose to deal with in this life, Tracy. Really, that might have just been the battle. We all have battles. All of us have a battle at some point. Oh, Patricia, I have to answer this. My fiance passed on my birthday. What do you think that means? Oh my gosh. What's your birthday? I have to know your birthday. I have to know it. Wow. Well, I guess he felt safe enough going on your birthday. It's significant. I mean, that is something I'd have to get into in a reading because that's like really significant. But wow, honey, that's a big one. God, it- wow, I'll be thinking about that one. Lori Kimmel was a good question. She says, my brother was murdered. Did he choose that? Here's the thing, Lori. I don't know what the circumstances were. And I'm not sure if your brother in another life hadn't been the murderer. In every life is a play and we all choose different roles at different times. So I can't answer that, but I always feel that there's some connection in when somebody's been murdered over something like that. So sorry, honey. I'm very sorry. Okay. Oh, his drug addict son shot him, she says. Lori says. Oh, now that's a karmic, huge, twisted ball of shit. I'm so sorry. That's awful. But, you know, they'll work through this on the other side, get a lot of healing, and then come back and have a different life. That's a hard one, isn't it? Some of the stories you hear about, you wonder, how do people survive? How do families survive? How do parents survive? How do kids survive? How do any of us survive? I don't know. That's a tough one, though. You have to take that spiritual road. You just have to. Always take a spiritual road here. Susie Wright, if we were adopted at birth, did we choose our biological or adoptive parents? Susie, great question. We choose both. We chose both. So you may have been helping the biological mother and father were helping that they couldn't have the baby at this time and they needed this experience and you needed a vehicle and you needed to be with this parent for whatever. I'm not sure what the reason is. And that is something that Carrie Gonia does work really well with, is with adoption, because often when the case is, I don't care how loving the parents are that do the adoption, the babies that are adopted and grow up often feel that they weren't wanted, or there's a odd feeling they just can't have a trouble with attaching, or something. And it's always something to learn and grow about yourself. It's always about love, compassion, healing. These are the big ticket items of why we even come here. And Lori Count says resilience. Yes, it's all about resilience. Life is about being resilient. It's so true. Anna Gianulius says, been feeling anger about what has happened in our world. I feel like a lot of people are numb. Yeah, that's what James and I, our show last week was on the unconscious, actually. A lot of people are, well, a lot of people, it's different than being numb, but yeah, a lot of people are numb right now. We are all going through a lot, right? I mean, this is an unbelievable time. And then you see people going out and you think, how are they going out? And then, then that kind of FOMO sets in, which I had to learn about, fear of missing out. I'm like, what is this FOMO? And now I have it. But it's it's unbelievable what has happened in this dimension, isn't it? It just is. Try to stay as awake as you can. Try to find joy within yourself. Try to do as many wonderful things. Have something great to eat. Have a glass of wine when you need it. Um, Go out, look at the roses, plant your garden. I mean, this is the time to do anything you can to help yourself. And I sound like a broken record, but it's really true. Valerie Vasquez, is it true that souls can call to each other while both alive on Earth? Oh, great question. I usually feel it when it happens, and then here they come not too long after that. Yes. Uh-huh. I love that question. Yes. Often, when people ask me about twin flames, and the twin flames are two people that just are the other half of each other, actually. And some people have had that experience of having a twin flame in this during this lifetime. And it's unusual and very rare. I'm not sure really how I feel about it, but having said that, I do know of people that have put calls out literally to the universe, and that has been answered. So, yes, it is possible to put the call out to anybody actually that you haven't seen or talked to. And it's amazing, just emotionally put it out. All of a sudden that phone rings. I was just thinking about you, or hadn't talked to you in 20 years, or I don't know, because the thoughts are going out in this, intergalactic internet, and they travel. Thoughts are things, they travel. So, Lisa says, thank you, Kelly, for all you do to help others, sending blessings to you and yours. Thank you. Much love from Canada to you too, Renee. Sweet. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes, Jane Grossman says, every day find joy and something to smile about. You just have to. You have to. I mean, this is how we're going to get through this period of time. I mean, this is how we're going to get through it. We just have to. We have to think as the best we can and know that we will get through it. And here's the other thing, we wanted to be here during this time. Why? I'll tell you why, because our souls are going to grow 7 times more. So, this kind of, if we think of it as pain and suffering, or if we think of it as growth for our soul, it's a different mindset, right? So, we want to think of it as growth for our soul. And that is how we're going to get through all of this period. There's an ending point of this. Lisa Lone, are you sometimes on James Van Prague Live? Yes, every Monday I'm with James on Monday, and this Friday I will be with James on the Soul Evening with a Spirit, which is tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and it's going to be a great event. There's a whole new beginning of the show. You guys are going to love it. So sign up if you haven't. We're going to give messages to people, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Tiffany Heilman, can twin flames be toxic? I have an ex I could sense when he was near, and sure enough, I would see him shortly after. That's a good question. I have to think about that. Sure, sure. I mean, was your ex your twin flame? Is that what you think? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think so. Um, yes, we will. Elisa says we will get through this always. Of course, we're going to get through this. Absolutely, we're going to get through this. We are super trooper souls being here at this time. Yes, Ardelia, we are super trooper. That's the truth. I mean, you've got to be pretty resilient. You've got to just keep going, do something artistic, do something you haven't done, listen to music. I have people that are playing golf when they can. I don't know. I can't do that out here, but it'd be fun to get outside. I'm not complaining much, just a little bit. I kind of like to get out. But anyway, I mean, we're all going to get through this. So um, here we go. Let's see. Are there any more good questions that I can answer here? Let me just see here. Um, okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, I love this one from Mark Johnson. Is there some reward for learning all of these lessons? Just bragging rights in heaven. That's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of rewards. And it's so the rewards are that our soul continues to grow because in this is just one school, but our souls continuously have to learn and grow and grow and grow and expand. And so everything that we learn here, we take back with us there. And as they say, my room has what is it? My house has, my father's home has many, many mansions. It's true. The energy there just gets higher and higher and higher and higher. So it's exciting to think the more work we do here, the more work we get to do there, the more work we expand and the higher realms we get to go to. Now that's exciting. I think that's very exciting. I think that's just a big one. So Barbie says, "Hey Barbie, my son's birthday is 5/14/98. His only sibling passed last year in an accident. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I worry about my son having a good life now as an only child. It's so hard. Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? Well, let's see here. On 5/14, May 14th. That is, oh, yeah, he's a 5 of diamonds. So 5 of diamonds is about self-worth. So in this lifetime, he'll be learning about himself and his self-worth. Here's another thing. 5 of diamonds always is surrounded by angels. They have legions of angels around him. The 5 of diamonds on 5/14. And he will be loved and protected. And only sibling, but he'll have close friends if he allows that in, and he'll learn empathy, and he'll meet other people that may have had that experience. He's a very old soul, clearly. He may need some trauma work. So there's a great way to do that is somatic experience, healing trauma, or traumahealing.org. That would be a really good, wise choice for him. Actually, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for you because you lost your son. That's a hard one, isn't it? Oh my God. Um, that's a big one. So, Lord says, can you speak about the feelings of a surviving twin when the other one dies at birth? Oh, great question. Is that what happened to you? Did that happen to you? That is interesting because when the twins come, they have an agreement. It's two souls that come together and they're going to come out. And when one passes, you will always feel it. When one decides, I don't want to do this, it was an individual decision, I don't want to do this. And as we talk about it for that first year, they can make that choice. But you would always have feelings. You'd always know that that twin was around you. You'd know that that twin is your guide. That twin would definitely be your guide, definitely be there to help and protect you always. So it's an interesting, isn't life something, huh? It just is. That's a big one. My brother's birthday, and this is from Rebecca, is February 14th on Valentine's Day 2000. He's the autistic spectrum and my biggest joy. He's in oh, I totally can relate to that. I bet he's your biggest joy. And on February 14, that makes him a Jack of Diamonds. And Jack of Diamonds has a tremendous amount of jumping out of a box energy. And they're creative and they're talkative and they're fun. And I bet he brings you tremendous joy. People that are on the spectrum, souls that come in on the spectrum, are highly advanced. Always remember this, everybody. They're highly advanced. They're from other galaxies. They come here to visit, and they come with a specific message to teach patience, love, compassion, often to bring technology, frankly, or something that we don't have here because they're highly gifted. Okay, so it's interesting, isn't it? Um, let's see. Kristen Hagner. I was supposed to meet with a psychic in the fall. When I got there, she forgot about my appointment, was not in the area. Does that mean anything? Yeah, her follow-up sucks. I'm sorry about that. I wonder who that was. Hope it wasn't me. I don't think so. But that's kind of not a good sign. Things happen to people, but I don't know. That's a oddball. So Brianna says, it's my sister's birthday today. Can you tell us what her birthday means? Of the 25th. Yes. And one of my dearest friends had her first granddaughter, Charlie, that was born today. And to the King of Clubs. King of Clubs is, and it's your sister. So it's a female that thinks like a man. And they're psychic at like nobody's business. And they're going to know everything about everything. They come to help the world in a big way. They're often writers. They run a business. They can do anything. It is a powerhouse birthday. So tell her happy birthday. So with the couple minutes that we have left, I just want to remind everybody that watch tomorrow if you want to join James and me. We're going to be on Evening of Spirit on vanprog.com. And I think that Renee put this in the comments here. You can sign up for that. It's going to be a really good evening on this full moon. Can you imagine? Yeah, big one. I bet a lot of things are covered and a lot of emotions come out of it. Just saying. And then on Saturday, Dr. Shirley Pellizzari and I are going to be teaching a webinar. We're doing a webinar on bad siblings. Now, we had to adjust the time to make it 10 a.m. Pacific time. So it's 10 to 12 Pacific this Saturday. And we had to adjust the time because Shirley's second vaccine got hijacked last week and got put on this Saturday. I don't know what to say. But anyway, so she couldn't change the time. So poor thing, we're doing a 2-hour webinar, then she's got to run out and get vaccinated. So anyway, that's why we changed the time. So thank you for anybody that could be as flexible as they were. We really appreciate it. And then on Monday, James and I are going to be talking about spirituality, our favorite topic, how to get more spiritual. So it's going to be good. Anyway, everybody, I hope everybody had a great evening. Much love to everybody, and take care of yourself. See you next week.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.